Hey, what is going on, music community? This is Cassette Mayhem. I'm Dan. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a really cool video. This is a video I've been wanting to do for a long time. And I was watching YouTube earlier this week. I saw a video that Gary over at Physical Format had posted. And it was the hair metal tag for, started by JC. But I hadn't seen JC's video yet. I had just seen Gary's. And I was watching Gary's and I was like, I couldn't even get the words out of my mouth. I was so like, oh man, I'm so jumping onto this thread. And then ever since I had seen Gary's over at Physical Format, I went over and I checked out JC's. And then I checked out a few more other videos for this tag, and the evolution of hair metal, glam metal, where it started, how I got into it. I was watching a video that Frankie over at Karate Crew had did. He showed all Canadian, and I've got a lot of those hair metal bands too from the mid '80s. Hair metal was one of those genres of music that came out at like 84, 85. It only lasted but a few years, and then the grunge, I would say till 1990-ish. In 1990, still had those other bands playing. So I thought, something, I'm gonna jump on this thread, shoot a quick video, show you the evolution of my hair metal, glam metal, how it started. For me, it was very simple. I was already listening to bands like Kiss because I grew up listening to a lot of Kiss. My older brother had Judas Priest, so I was always listening to those bands. And then in 1984, it all started. Two words that started the evolution of hair metal for me: MuchMusic. Here in Canada, we had MuchMusic. The US had MTV, where I would stay up late and try and watch Headbangers Ball out of friends of mine because they had a satellite dish. Here in Canada, we had gotten we first got cable television, like 1984, 1985. And I remember MuchMusic just not shutting it off. It was constantly on. Like, it just didn't even matter who was on in the middle of the daytime, whether it be whatever pop music or whatever was playing, win a free toaster or whatever. I was on MuchMusic. I loved MuchMusic. Everything was MuchMusic. By the way, before I get going, I had to wear the hat for Gary. Big win for the Packers last week. We got to beat Detroit this weekend. Win and we're in. So anyway, I just shout out to Gary. Him and I, we have a back and forth thing. We have a love for music, not so much of a love for each other's football teams. But anyway, back on track. MuchMusic came out, and everything was MuchMusic. So every Thursday night, there was a MuchMusic program. It was called the Pepsi Power Hour. And this is where a lot of this hair metal was coming at you full force. They could be playing, Celtic Frost, and the next thing you know, the next video would be Dawkins or something along that line. But that's how it all started, right? So you start seeing these bands come in, and it was like, and you can see hair metal just slowly taking off. But I can remember in 1984, late 1984, 85, watching MuchMusic, and I had seen a video for the first time, and it was for Rat Round and Round, and was like, that was it, right? It was the hair metal genre was coming alive. I believe Rat is one of those bands that started the hair metal trend, and we can argue about that all day long. A lot of people's going to give a different opinion. I think Rat are one of them. This is in 1984-85. This was the cassette or the video for Round and Round that I had saw that really got the ball rolling. And then thinking about it afterwards, as I was thinking of this video, I can remember in 1985 sitting in my bedroom playing this cassette tape non-stop till I completely wore it right out. Invasion of Your Privacy, 1985. You know, I can still remember watching the Power Hour days and the videos for You're in Love, and it was just such an amazing experience to live through that 80s era. And Rat, that was it. When Rat was making videos, Rat were my all-time favorite hair metal band, whatever you want to call them, glam metal, hair metal. I absolutely, to this day, Rat are still my favorite hair metal, glam metal fan. Keep in mind, throughout this video, you're not going to see any vinyl or any CDs. This is strictly all cassette tapes from back in the day that I still have. All of those Rat cassettes are what I had from the days gone by. These are still the same cassette tapes. So we move into Rat in 85, and you can see the trend and how everything is working. MuchMusic are showing these bands like crazy. And then sure enough, you had bands like Motley Crue. Everybody will say Motley Crue started the hair metal trend as far as maybe looks. That could be true. I have my own opinion on that. I don't think so. The same as in, let me see, what year was that? 1984. Theater of Pain came out in 1985. And I had an argument. It wasn't really an argument. It was more of a discussion with a fellow YouTuber at one time. And he was telling me Motley Crue did the very first ballad. I had to disagree with him. And choice words were said, but it is what it is. If you really want my opinion on where the first ballad came from and when it started, because when these hair metal bands were making albums, it was almost mandatory. You had to have a ballad on these CDs. And I told him, I said, no, I don't think Motley Crue may have invented or brought it to life, but the first ballad I ever heard from a band, and I remember seeing the video for it and was like, you know, that's strictly a ballad. And that was in 1984. And that was from Dokken. Alone Again, I seen the video for Alone Again. And I tried to explain to this guy, like, Alone Again came out in 1984. That's a ballad. Motley Crue came out in 1985 with Home Sweet Home. Yes, that's a ballad. But if you want my honest opinion, ballads came out early in 84. Alone Again is just an absolutely amazing song. So back into the 84, 85, when I was listening to a ton of Rat again, Dokken were my favorite band. Throughout the 1980s, everything was Dokken. So there you go. So there's Tooth and Nail. You saw in 85 with Motley Crue, 85. Dokken, to me, this is hair glam. The look. What specifies as hair and glam? Is it the music or the look? These guys had the hairspray, spiky hair, and some of the funky clothes, just like, you know, Poison, Trickster, any of those other bands, right? So there was that. So you're staying into the 1984, 85 era. Then you come across bands like this. I hate the glare, but anyway, you get the point. Black and Blue. So it's too bad that era sort of died off. It's one of my favorite genres of music. When I listen to hair metal, I'm into a party atmosphere. If it's Friday morning and I'm going to work, I'm playing happy music. It's Friday and I'm listening to the Great White or whatever I can listen to. I'm cranking it. So a lot of these cassette tapes, I'm gonna start showing, because I'm just talking about hair metal because I get excited talking about it. So I'm gonna start showing some of the bands for me that still get a ton of playtime today. To me, that they are hair metal bands. They formed the genre, glam hair. Do I think Guns N' Roses killed glam metal? You know, Guns N' Roses, when Appetite for Destruction came out, they weren't wearing, I guess they might have been wearing a little bit of spandex and stuff at the time, but, you know, hair metal was just sort of die off in the 90s, early 90s, 1990 maybe, but anyway, this is Big House. Frankie showed this one. Great straight up Canadian rock band. They're sort of hair metal, I guess. You'd want to put them in that category. They had all of the looks of hair metal, so they're going in there. Everybody was listening to Bull Boys, like Smooth Up in Ya, Shoot the Preacher Down. This is just an absolutely amazing album. That's hair metal right there. That was the era of the 85, 86, 87, 88. Great White. How about Great White? You know, another one, Once Bitten. This is my favorite Great White album. I absolutely love this album. These guys were straight up bluesy rockers, but they had that hair metal influence. And it was the same as this one, right? They had that hair metal influence. That look, that LA strip look. LA Guns. This is just a masterpiece of an album. How good is that one, right? 1989, hair metal was slowly on that little downslide. This gem came out. This is Vain No Respect. This is classic hair metal. Absolutely amazing. Let's go back a few years to maybe 1986 when these two gems came out, right? Poison, Look What the Cat Dragged In. That's hair metal. That is genuine hair metal. There wasn't too many males that didn't want to fuck the guys in Poison, right? That's just the way it was, because everybody thought they were female, and their looks, the hair, the spandex, whatever. That's, to me, this is hair metal. When I think of hair metal, I think of Rat, I think of Poison, right? But like, what defines hair metal? Rat, Poison. You know, for me, those bands, they define that genre of music. How about Skid Row? To me, nothing says hair metal like Skid Row. How about Slaughter? Stick It To Ya. Dana Strum, Mark Slaughter. This album, we played this in the early 80s, the late 80s. We had this in every stereo. We'd go to house parties with our jean jackets and be like, oh yeah, here, play that, right? So I think we were all in that young age, high school. How about Tesla? Right, I know they wore jeans and jean jackets. XYZ, hair metal. These are cassettes that I've just played constantly when I was growing up, especially in high school. Let's go back to, I think it was 1987, 1986. Come on. You ain't gonna get more hair metal than that right there with Cinderella Night songs. Let's go with Long Cold Winter. I absolutely love this album. Love this album. That's a really close for a favorite Cinderella album right there. Let's go like 1988, 1989 maybe. Damn Yankees. My brother had a Camaro. We played this constantly. How about Britney Fox? That's hair metal at its finest right there. This video is going to be going a little bit longer, but I don't care. Hurricane were a fantastic hair metal band. I absolutely love this album. How about this one? Kix, Blow My Fuse. You know, Kix was another one of those bands. They came out in that late 80s, 87, 88 era, this album. And how about Midnight Dynamite? Another fantastic hair metal album. Babylon AD, 1990, 91. I can't say enough good things about this album. Bango the Bells. Absolutely amazing 10 out of 10 album right there. Late 1989, my high school days. Let's go with some Dirty Looks. This was pure hair metal at the end of it when it was sort of declining a little bit. I used to play this one 89, 90. This one Trickster all the time. How about Extreme? You can see the trend starting to change a little bit. I still consider it hair metal. How about this? Little Dangerous Toys. This is this is hair metal at its best, right? Let's keep right on going because I get excited when I talk about this stuff. Let's go with Danger Danger. This is absolutely hair metal at its best. Naughty Naughty, Bang Bang, Rock America. I play this constantly. I'm still playing this album today. It's absolutely amazing. How about Danger Danger, Screw It? Another great hair metal rocker of an album. I remember being in high school, sitting in the gym for the first time. I saw the video on MuchMusic. And again, everything I'm showing here are albums that MuchMusic played them all the time. Talk Dirty to Me, Inside Out, Kid Ego, so MuchMusic, to me, was my inspiration on hair metal. This is where I got it. I got it from TV. I got it from videos. Seen the video one night for Dirty Rotten Filthy Stinking Rich, it was Down Boys, and going to school the next day, like, oh my God, did you see that band Warrant on Pepsi Power Hour last night? And that was it. I was going out and I was buying it, right? 32 pennies, Down Boys, Dirty Rotten Filthy Stinking Rich. You're not gonna get no more hair metal than Cherry Pie. When this album came out, it blew up. Everybody had it. I went to every party and everyone had it. How about 1986 with Whitesnake? I don't know if that's upside down. Upside down, Whitesnake. Slide It In. All of those albums. How about some White Lion? I was gonna show the Pride album, but it's over there. I never thought about grabbing it. So again, when we talk about hair metal, I get excited because it's my favorite genre of music. I love hair metal. I love just kicking back and cranking some tunes and listening to hair metal. And again, Rat is definitely my favorite hair metal band. But I could just keep going. I could just keep going through all of my collection. Def Leppard, again, Under Lock and Key was just a phenomenal album. I seen the video for It's Not Love, and that was it. That was it. Dokken were my favorite band in the 80s. Dokken and Rat ruled the 80s for me. Poison did too, for the most part. But for the most part, for me, it was Dokken, it was Rat, and then of course in the late 90s. And how did I forget that CD or that cassette? There's about 10 of them right there. And I'm talking about Firehouse. I forgot to grab that one. I could have showed 50 top metal, hair metal bands for me. I could have just been showing them because I got excited when I saw this video, right? So, again, this is my thread to hair metal, how I got involved in it. And like I said at the first of the video, the two words that got me involved in hair metal music today was MuchMusic, because it was always on. And we were always seeing those bands, the Tricksters, the Motley Crues, Dr. Feelgood, and, Girls, Dokken Dream Warriors, right? So we were always watching these videos. So for me in high school, when I saw these bands for the first time, it was like I was blown away. I was buying them as fast as I could get them, right? So, we could go back to the Bon Jovi. I didn't even get any Bon Jovi out. I was playing a ton of Bon Jovi in high school, and that's just the way it was in high school. In high school, I wasn't focused on a lot of Slayer and Exodus and Obituary and black metal, death metal, thrash metal. I wasn't focused on it because in high school, at the end of middle school, high school, everything to me was hair metal. Grade 12 broke open for me with Queensryche, or grade 11, everything was Queensryche, and Metallica was right there too. And that's when the hair metal sort of started to die down a little bit for me, because I started getting into the Metallica. Then I started getting into Queensryche, because Queensryche at that time was my favorite band. Dokken was still there too, but they weren't putting out any great albums like they did after Back for the Attack. So there's just so much hair metal, glam metal, whatever you want to call it. And to me, it's my go-to happy place, because these albums are gonna hold memory for a lot of us until the day we die, right? Because I've said it before in lots of my old videos, and I'm gonna continue to say it again today. Music is all about the mood you're in, and it's the one thing that no one will ever be able to take from you is the music, right? Because when I listen to music, especially when I'm listening to these bands, like for example, when I'm playing this album, to this day, we're 40 years later, 35 years later, when I play this album, I'm 15 laying in my bedroom. Like I associate music with memory. So I'm always listening to what, just laying in bed, staring at all my posters on the wall and listening to these bands and reading my Hit Parader magazines and circus magazines. That's just the way it was, right? So anyways, I'm sorry I kept this video on a lot longer than I should have. I get excited when I hear it, hair metal, glam metal. That's just the way it is. Playing in the background, Crimson Glory. I was playing it the other day, so I just want to finish playing it. So that's what's listening in the background. I don't own the rights for it, so don't copyright me. And yeah, so basically that's it in a nutshell as far as my hair metal journey goes. Again, I could have showed 50 more cassette tapes, but no one wants to see that. And again, thank you for everyone for watching. If you're not a subscriber to JC, which this guy's, yeah, he needs no introduction. JC's a really cool guy. And Gary over Physical Format. I love Gary's channel. Gary's a really, really cool guy. I like Gary a lot. So anyway, I appreciate everybody out there. Thank you very much. And again, take care, stay metal, crank up the hair metal. Peace out. Cheers.